Evening, guys, and welcome back to another episode. Hope everyone is doing well on this Thursday evening. Apologies about the lateness. I was actually waiting for Josh because he's going to be a few minutes, but I thought we'd wait a little bit longer just to see where he is. But he should be a few minutes. But yeah, hope everyone's well. Thanks everyone for tuning in again. Thanks for all the early comments so far. Joined by Neil. How are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. You?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, all good, to be fair. All good. All good. But yeah, as always, like, subscribe, hype if you're watching after. Appreciate the quality support as always. Shout out to the sponsor, Adam Purnell, ERG DMY Decorating. Thanks to him again for sponsoring. He's helping us out, so please help him out as well. But yeah, even to Joe Jarrett, evening lads, Chris Collier as well, Dave Brimble, Huddersfield Gas, love it. Evening Jerry as well, Exeter Gas, evening as well. All about Jesus 4433. Evening, boys. What about the ref sending off both managers outside of normal play? Yeah, pretty mad. Yeah, we will get into that very soon. But yeah, if you're watching back after, make sure you leave your thoughts. And yeah, if you're watching now, get in all your comments. It will be a lot shorter than what we usually do. Obviously, the other night on Sunday, appreciate the support on that one as well. What was it, an hour and a half in the end. Neil had to leave early, and Josh is arriving now. Evening, how are we doing?
Hello, mate. How long have you been live for? Have I missed anything?
No, literally a minute and 30.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, a minute and 30. I tried waiting a little bit just so you wouldn't miss much. But yeah,
mate,
a busy
honestly,
one, hasn't it?
Traffic, ridiculous. I honestly, 2.5 hours it took me to get home from Bristol to Cardiff.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that is mad.
Jesus Christ.
That is mental. Even to John as well, mark my words, we are signing another foreign striker. Well, if he's anything like the one we got now, then yeah, please, that would be very good. Big up to Sam as well. Bilongo is gone. I think my heart is broken. Yeah, well, yeah. Even into Fall on Blue as well. Evening lads, even into LP as well. Evening chap. What's on the TV tonight, Neil? What are you watching, Neil? Anything good?
Oh, I flick between channels. Nothing much. I love. There's. I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, there you go. Keep the updated. Big up to Ben as well. Yeah, thanks to everyone tuning in. Yeah, let's get into it. We'll start off with sort of like the transfer news first, because obviously we did talk about it briefly. We obviously heard Kofi Balmer was linked. He come on the other night. We've seen his mental long throws, and we've also seen Bilongo, who, as we know at the time, were linked with a loan move, but he's gone there permanently. Neil, what's your... I mean, I know on last episode you didn't really know much about Balmer, but yeah, what's your thoughts on another centre-back coming through the door, and your thoughts on Bilongo leaving on a permanent as well to go Rochdale?
Yeah, well, the incoming it's a position that's been identified as needed. Need volume there. Again, don't know nothing about this kid. A lot of talk about a long throw, which in League Two is going to get you out of trouble either at one end of the pitch or be able to operate in both boxes, isn't it? So again, don't know much about him. I'll only make a judgment when I see him play, but identified an area that needed bolstering. It's another new body into the building. There's no, it's not existing, is it? He hasn't gone through the pain that a lot of these have gone through. He comes in fresh, solely only under Evans at Bristol Rovers, so it's like clean slate, and then he can get to work on trying to adapt and fulfill what Evans and Rayner wants him to, rather than having to deal with what's existing and try and get rid of what the bad habits and what they were used to with a centre half that's already been here. But again, he's going to try and turn this squad round as much as he can, more than anything, because these lads have gone through a lot of trauma, the ones that have been here, and you need to just wipe it clean, get your new men in. And this might just be a stopgap to the end of the season, but ultimately, project one is get us safe, and that might be with a lot of new bodies, if possible, until the summer. And then if I sort of get a grasp of what Evans and Rayner are like, there's going to be an absolute overhaul that you've never seen in the summer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, what's your thoughts on Bilongo leaving on a permanent?
If you want to start getting to work on upgrading this side, players like him have to be moved on. Like, He just wasn't good enough. Like, again, all smiles, no substance. That's what I said. That's not being horrible to the kid, but he from day dot, he looked like he couldn't believe his luck that he was a professional footballer. He looked like he was delighted just to be like in the environment, didn't he? But again, just not a lot come with it, and that's not his fault. Just everyone has their limitations, don't they? And at 24, he didn't offer enough to be worthy of a side that needs to go and do the things that we need him to. So yeah, correct decision. Get him moved on. I know there was talk of it being a loan, but I think gone for good's the best way, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like we've made some money as well. I'm not sure how much, but it looks like he's gone for money as well. Because obviously he did have 6 months left with the option of a year. Even into Tom as well, and even into who else was there? I seen another. I can't remember now. But yeah, big up to everyone tuning in. Josh, what's your thoughts on the obviously now Balmer's done? Obviously, we've obviously seen it. Well, we've seen it. Obviously, we'll get into Plymouth soon, but obviously we've seen the other night that the bench was very short. Only, what was it? 4 outfield players on the bench. Obviously, if you didn't include Brad Young, and then obviously Bilongo leaving. What do you make of that news?
So I think starting off with the Balmer incoming, I think it makes sense to get bodies through the door. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know much about the kid. The only thing I remember really is that his Wimbledon loan, there was so much good, wasn't it? There was so much rave about him. So looking into it, and I'm a bit of a research nerd. The statistics then show at Motherwell he wasn't great. I'm not sure. I don't even think he was amazing when he came on the other night. But at the same time, he played like 15 minutes.
Yeah, so he didn't really play much. Yeah, same as de Havilland, didn't really play a lot.
Yeah, so I can't really judge too much until we see him play. The Bright Bilongo one, I am chuffed that he's got a permanent move. 1 for him. 2 that we've actually managed to find a club that has paid a fee for him. So fair play. Yeah. And 3, it was the correct decision, wasn't it? He was a nice bloke, but he just never, in my opinion, he never really looked up to EFL standards.
Yeah.
I think that going forward, I thought he was okay. We played him in left wing every now and again, but a few little back heels and headers in a box, I don't think warrants you staying at the club. So I think that he was a great guy, probably one of the nicest players we've had at Rovers. Really grateful to be there. I think really grateful that he was an EFL player full time for a while. But I always talk about, you don't just want to raise your ceiling, you want to raise your floor in the football club. And I think that he did not raise our floor enough to warrant him staying. I think that as soon as sparks would have come off, if you put Bilongo on, you notice the difference.
Yeah.
So I just think, look, if you're looking at squad depth, if you want to do an MK Dons and build squad depth, if you want to do a Stockport County and build squad depth, you unfortunately have to move on players of Bilongo's quality. And good luck to him. Good luck to him at Rochdale. Hopefully we can get him back in the EFL. And good luck to him. It was the right decision. So good for all parties, I think.
I completely echo really what both of you said. Like you said, it was one of those signings, loads of players that we brought in, obviously the start of last year, and didn't really, he had the debut of dreams. We got the assist, the assist that I think for Cherry for who was that against Cambridge, I think, when we beat them 2-0. But yeah, like you said, never really got a never really was a mainstay. Couldn't really, play, a lot of games. And like you mentioned, Josh, the quality from, Bilongo to Sparks, for example, it was very big. And like you said, if you want to build a, successful team, you need, like you said, if you want to, obviously we're not going to do it anywhere near MK Dons because at this point it's like they've got unlimited funds.
But you get my point.
I get the point. Like for a team, if you want to obviously next season, you need like almost the same quality as you're starting or better. And like you said, we need to at least bring him better. So yeah, I agree. Balmer obviously, seeing his long throw in person was mental. Like you said, couldn't really judge him. We'll get into lineups later on.
He also played right back as well.
Yeah, he come on at right back. Yeah,
so
right back.
it's difficult. It's a tough one.
Yeah. And then, like you said, Bilongo. Yeah, I completely echo it. He's sound person, great lad. But like you said, if you're talking about football terms, it was the right move for both parties. We've got some money, and he's gone to a team that can possibly win the league, if not get promoted. So yeah, fair play. Yeah. Me and you, Josh, talked about this on the last episode right at the end before Neil left, but now we've seen it come out from Peter Rourke. And I know you had a bit of shit again from off Twitter for the Louis
just
Britain.
Honestly, even our fans, honestly, what the one thing that baffles me is like, shitheads in my comment. Fine, I get it. It's rival clubs. I love it, but I get most grief and most abuse from our own fan base, which is weird because we support the same club. It's just weird old neeks, just like they just don't like me. It's very bizarre. I think that, when people are so stuck in their ways and they're like, I don't like someone representing my football club you.
To be fair though, it always happens. Like you're always, because like especially like me and you, like obviously Neil just says how it is. So like I think with me and you and other fans doing, pods or YouTube or like you're gonna get that. Like I've had it loads in the past. I got back at the end of the COVID season, we got relegated. When we had Leahy and that, I remember doing a video because I like to do, goals and that, and I got so much stick. Was like, we've just been relegated, and you're doing that, stuff like that. So it's gonna happen. Like,
I know. It's just I don't care. I don't care about it, or it doesn't affect my life. Like I don't care what some faceless BRFC 1884 care. I couldn't give a shit. But it's just I didn't think that when I started it would be your own fans. That was weird. I always thought that like your fans, you support the same club, so I thought you'd get so much support. But it's that was something that was strange. I was having own Rovers fans giving me the same grief that City. I was like, what is going on? Like,
it was it was a bit of madness. Yeah, big up to this comment as well. Been subscribed for ages. Back in peace. So good to see Rovers looking a bit more positive lately. Always enjoy watching. Legend. Appreciate everyone. It's not just Rovers fans that watch this, all different. So appreciate that. Joe Jarrett as well saying Kilgore knackered at full time, might end up starting centre back. It's an interesting one. Ultralight as well. We love you, exactly. We love you, Josh. We love you.
I appreciate it. It's like I've said to you, it's the same 4 or 5 accounts. But it's just like, come on, man. Do you not have anything better to do than to give me grief about the fact that I thought Shaq Ford was a good player? So I've jinxed all our football players. So every signing that signs for the club, I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I don't deserve the BBC News opportunity. And I'm mate, honestly, it's crazy.
It's mad.
From your own club is mental.
It is mad. Big up to Jamer as well tuning in. We've seen Peter Rourke say that Rovers have one of. I mean, there's probably more clubs, but he said Rovers and Newport interested. I'll get on with what you think, Neil, because obviously you missed that. You had to head off a bit early. What do you make of that? Rovers, obviously we've seen it in the past. We've tried a few players, in the past. Jamie White is probably the last one, but obviously he was a bit older than what that one. But what do you make of that? Rovers with the possibility of signing a local 24-year-old player that's obviously done amazing in the non-league, but hasn't really had that proper stint at an EFL club to start and play games. What do you make of that possibility?
I've not really got any reference point to it other than what I've seen of like the figures that he's produced, because I've never seen this kid play. Never once seen this kid play. So it's one of them, innit, where it's either going to be, if you take Swindon, for example, it's either going to be Charlie Austin or it's going to be Tabor, innit? It's one of them, innit, where I think Charlie's gone in from obviously being signed from non-league, and he's walked straight into Swindon training. And he's walked in there feeling and letting everyone know, like, I belong here. I belong here, and I'm going to play up front. I'm going to score goals. And it all depends how I think you approach going into that environment, because I think, with all due respect, I think the Tabor lad looks like he's caught in the headlights a little bit, you know, because it is a massive change. There's a massive change to your routine, your understanding, the environment. You've got to deal with a change room every day where you're dealing with it, a little bit of light-hearted banter and a little bit of niggling here to get in pulled apart, like your character and your path and everything, and everyone's going to test you royally. And you look at someone like Charlie, did all his talking, scored goals, and was basically flicked the V's and said, "Like, I'm top boy here."
Yeah,
and it's I think it's about how you carry yourself when you come from that sort of level, especially as a goal scorer. But like I said, I don't know what the boy's about, other than the fact that he scored plenty of goals at Western. It's going to be down to finances and whether it becomes a free hit for Rovers to like have a go at, because you don't want to invest a load of time, effort, and money into something that could be potentially a gamble. I mean, Caven was a punt at the end of the day, wasn't it? And paid dough for him, and that was a punt because you didn't know what you're going to get. No one. He was either going to work or he's going to. Yeah, and he's done great, but again, he's come from an environment where he was doing it for a living, full stop. Anyway, granted, he's had to adapt to a new country, etc. But again, as long as it makes sense numbers wise, and whatever Evans wants from him, as far as just have a look at this to start with, help us out at the end of games, try and. I don't know how he wants to work it, but if you bring him in and say, like, I want you to hit the ground running and score goals just right now, that's a big ask, and only certain people, you know, can come and do that. You know, you look at the Vardys and you look at Charlie, etc. Others, it's not easy. I know, you know, everyone can score goals at certain levels, and the goal doesn't move in that, but it's not quite as easy as that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's one of them. Yeah, obviously we talked about it a little bit. Josh, now you've seen the. Obviously, I know you've tweeted stuff, and you know we talked about it last episode, but yeah, now it's obviously come out that we've heard various stuff anyway from people and seen it on Twitter, and but what do you make of that? You know, the possibility. Obviously, it's not going to be a definite. Obviously, we've heard things, we've seen. You know, his record speaks for itself. But what do you make of the prospect of? Yeah, Louis Britton signing.
Lads, the rumoured fee is £40,000.
Is that what it is? 40k?
40k. That is the rumoured fee of what his release or his clause is to buy him. I was honestly thinking that we might have to give him, like, I don't know, a club. It probably is a club record fee, but you know what I mean. I thought we would have to get £40,000.
Yeah, it's mad.
If that is accurate, if that is true. What I really don't see anybody. I don't see any reason why anyone would say no. It's £40,000 for a 24-year-old local lad. No, he's not a gashead. Obviously, I was trying to wind people up. Jesus Christ, honestly. Anyway, I'm not getting into that. But he's a local lad, regardless of who he supports. You have got a local striker who has scored 140 goals in 263 games, plus assists as well. Worked his way up the level, scored on his championship debut against Brentford, scored against League Two opposition in the FA Cup against Grimsby for £40,000. Am I saying sign him and put the number 9 shirt on his back? No. But how many times have we seen Peterborough sign a player from non-league that's gone on to do very, very well? You mentioned, you know, the two different ways it can go, you know, at Swindon with both players, fine, but why can't we have a good success story? No one even heard of Fabrizio Caven. He's come over and he's scored goals. Yes, okay, he was doing it full time. That is a good point. But at the same time, I know it's not as easy as he's going to come in and slap net, but genuinely, Neil mentioned it, the goal does not move. You would argue that he would get more chances in the side and plays in League Two. I just don't see why you for 40k. Why would you? I just don't see why. I think. Look, I'll be honest. Let's just say that he comes in and in 2 years he scores like 6 goals. Doesn't go well. You're still going to sell him for like 75k and make profit anyway. Like, you'd make profit off him regardless of what happens. Yes, it might not be a lot, or he might be a huge success story. I just don't see why you wouldn't take the opportunity. Am I wanting him to be the only striker signing this window? Absolutely not. No, thank you. We have to get a good, dirty, stinking bastard up top as well. But I just think, how many times have we seen EFL clubs follow the mold of sign talent, sign bigger as in the National League?
Yeah.
And not everyone works out. Of course it doesn't. Otherwise, De Havilland wouldn't be playing for us now. But what if he goes on to be what if he goes on to be an Ollie Watkins? You know what? I know that's a push. Jamie Vardy. But why not us? Why is there so much? No, I wouldn't do it. What are you on about? Why would you not? Why would you not make the signing? It doesn't make any sense. I think we have no fit strikers at the club anyway. Morton's not going to sign on. Ellis Harrison unfortunately can't stay fit. Promise on Michelle.
Plus he's out of contract at the end of the season.
Plus he's out of contract. I just think it's an opportunity to maybe make a bit of a footballing kind of. This could go well for us. I don't see why you wouldn't. But and it's not just because sorry, go for it now.
I think commercially, you want to look at it and think, what's the worst case scenario? What is the worst case scenario? If we're shelling out 40 grand, which isn't like big bucks, granted, but you have to look at the Jamie White situation. Say, look, worst case scenario is we bring him in 40k and whatever we're going to pay him as far as being a full-time employee. And look at it to say, do you know what? He comes in, we identify that he's miles off the level and we want him gone in the summer. You just got to work that out to see if that marries up to say, if it's worth the punt or it's not. And like you said, 40 grand, if that's the fee, isn't a big deal. And I'd have thought a bit like when someone like Jack King and Stuart Bevan went into pro football, they were doing ridiculously well, pulling up trees. And then it's a conversation of, well, hold on, what you're offering me, I'm better off staying where I am because I'm earning good dough doing what I'm doing. I'm picking up goal bonuses all the time. And so he's probably going to look at it with him and whoever his old man or his representatives and go, do you know what? Maybe financially this way, wages wise, it's not worth you going full time at the minute. Because I think it must have taken Jack 4 approaches before Preston came and got him out of non-league because he was doing too well, part-time and, one of them. Yeah. So you've got to weigh it up both ways. But I think, from the football club, if it is 40 grand and whatever the salary is going to be, what's it worth as far as a punt of it falling flat on its face? Because if it's zero risk, crack on.
I appreciate you saying that as well, because as much as I get a lot of banter and shit online, that is fundamentally my point. It's like, it could be low risk. It's low fee. I also think it's low risk and potentially high reward. And if it does come in and it doesn't work out, you spent 40k, but you could have a real good striker. And also as well, I'm sure Neil can vouch for me here. The kiddie has scored 20 goals in 30 games or something in the National League South this season. People are acting like that's a bad standard of football, or it's the National League South. I think there's a bigger gap between League 2 and Championship than League 2 and the National League South. Genuinely,
that's fact.
It's not a bad. That's a good standard of football. Any of us right now, obviously Neil's played at a very decent level, but any person I'd give an arm and a leg to play in that league and make money playing football. That's a good standard of football. So why are we acting like he's some bum who plays down, in the Downs League? Like he's
I don't think you're far wrong. I don't think you're far wrong at all, to be honest, because if you look at, especially going on what we've seen in the summer, when that table kid has been picked up from Amersham, and that's the best part of dog and duck stuff, you know what I mean? But
exactly.
If you've got someone someone's gone and looked at him and gone, do you know what? He might not be the most graceful footballer in the world, but he's one of these that can find, he can find space, and he gets on the end of things in the box. So let's see what he's like day to day, if he's up to it. And it was probably one of them low risk. It's going to cost us buttons. Let's get him before anyone else does, and see if it makes sense, if he's up to it or not. At the minute, it looks like he's struggling, but as far as low risk, it's probably cost Swindon next to nothing to
Yeah, it definitely
see
has.
what he's about, and
I
maybe
agree.
it might just be one of them. But again, I find it hard to have any comment because I've never seen this kiddie play. I don't know if he's back to goal, I don't know if he's off the shoulder, I don't know what he's about, but you can only score it against what's put in front of you. And at the minute, that kid seems to be doing it. So again, commercially, if it's low risk and he's not taking up a vital place in this side where we could have gone and spent a load of dough on someone which you deem is proven, I know every sign is a gamble, but if this kid's looking like he scores goals and you can mould him into something, and by the seam of it, he's a big, strong boy by the look of it. Like Tabor's weakest pin because he's come off of knockabout pitches, and he's probably not had to deal with nutrition and conditioning away from the pitch because he's just been playing with his pals. Whereas this kid, by the sound of it, he's thick set and he'd probably be able to handle himself a little bit.
And I will also just as well to mention him because he's a guy who's was for a while in my extended friendship groups, like a friend of a friend, right? No, everyone that's played with him, grew up with him, whatever. Like a friend of mine, Tom, was the captain of City under-21s for years, and honestly, he would score every game for the under-21s. He would then go. He went to Bristol Manor Farm, scored 38 goals by March.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. There,
it's like I just don't see. Look at Ricardo. Look at Ricardo Reese for Forest Green. They signed him for Merthyr Town. He goes in, scores 2 on his debut. Like, why is it always Rovers that can't be? Oh no, we can't possibly do that. Every player is a no one until they are a somebody. They have to come from somewhere. He's 24. Everyone's acting like he's 38. Like he's worked his way up hard. He works hard. He knows where the net is. How many times have we fizzed balls across the box and we've gone, where the fucking hell is the striker? Well, that's where he'll be. If it is 40k, well, look, if it turns out it's 450 grand, obviously don't do it. But
ain't gonna be anywhere near that.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? But if it's 40k, for a local lad who's going to put a shift in because he'll want to stay full time. He's never had the chance to play full time football before. Look how hard Caven works. Like, why can't we be the club once to just go and make an astute signing from a lower league? And by the way, I say lower league, I'm talking literally
2 leagues below us, isn't it? That's it.
But bro, you're looking more like 27 teams below us.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at, really. He took that goal well against Grimsby. He had a great strike against Grimsby as well.
Clinical, clinical.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone who's saying no, I think is saying no for just being cynical. If we come at the end of the January transfer window and we had only signed Lewis Britton up top, I would say that is poor Rovers. But I just think why not take that punt? He's 24, almost 25. You can get molded under Steve Evans, even by the end of the season or whatever. He's going to get valuable minutes, and I just don't see why you. I don't see why you would. But again, I don't know. I've got a lot of stick from it online saying that like how low is our bar, but at the same time, you've got to have a chance from somewhere. When Posh were signing every man and their dog from non-league, and it works out, it looks like very good business mode. So why not Rovers?
I agree. We, like you said, he's got the strength and the power. He scores all different goals. There's not one specific like you said. He's like you said, his record is mental, and I agree. He deserves a chance to go full time. It's local. He was at the game the other night. I don't know if that means anything, but he was. He's
been at the Mem. We see him all the time in the Thatcher's bar.
Yeah.
With whoever he's with, Dad, Wade Elliott, whoever it is.
To be fair, he has been there before. But
he's been there a few times. They're always saying hello to you and stuff. And my point was about him and the people that he's played with. Obviously, a lot of when I played seven-a-side and that, a lot of the guys I used to play seven-a-side with, five-a-side, were all semi-pro, very good standard. And they would all say he's not a pretty footballer, but he slaps net.
Exactly.
He scores goals. What more could you possibly want? And I don't even look. I don't even care that he's local. It's just I think there's an opportunity there.
Yeah.
I think that there's an opportunity there. And he's not a bum playing, on bloody like Sunday League at Manor Park. Like it's National League South, for goodness sakes. You're playing against some big old sides, and he
ex-football league sides. They're in the same league as Dagenham, aren't they?
Literally slaps net, and in the same league as Dagenham as well. Every time you see a Weston-super-Mare notification come through saying goal, it's Lewis Britton. So I just don't really understand. If it is 40 grand and there's an opportunity there to maybe you to go, do you know what? Let's try this, because they want experience, but also you've got to try and protect your future as a club. We can't just keep signing old players who have played 5 games in the last 4 years. It hasn't worked. We can't sign injury prone, because now look, we have to fill 4 subs on a bench because every man and their dog are unfit. I don't know. I have a lot of credit for players who keep themselves in shape. They play semi-pro football. They train twice a week. They graft hard in the cold pissing rain,
and
they still keep themselves in shape. And I feel like there's a real hunger there for him to go and make it pro. I just don't see. A lot of people saying he won't fight in a relegation scrap. I think he'd fight more than a couple of the people we have at the club. I won't name names, but like, he won't stand still. I don't know.
That's what I mean. You're gonna give it, like, from a player that's, like you said, that's playing part time, works with old man painting and decorating. He's gonna give everything, isn't he, to want that opportunity? Because he was at, like you said, he was at City, done well in the youth team, scored on his debut. He's been at a lot of clubs. He's got a really good record.
He's banging goals everywhere.
Yeah, and for me, it's not even and what I like about it, he's done it one level, smashed it, gone up another level. Like you said, I think it was Malden and Tiptree, then it was Manor Farm, and then now it's Weston. He's got 20 goals in half a season, like 2 leagues below. And like you said, 24. He's already got the power and the strength.
He's got 60 goals in the last 2.5 seasons.
It's
ridiculous. Mental. He scored 38 at Bristol Manor Farm. He's got 20 this season. Like, I just think it. Yeah.
I think for context, I think it's a better option if you're going to weigh it up as far as like I say, a commercial side of things, and then even a footballing side of things. It's a better option probably than looking at a 18, 19-year-old from a championship academy. It's probably a better option.
Yeah,
he's a fully grown man who can score goals. He's thick set. He's not weak as piss, thin, wet behind the ears. Granted, he doesn't know the pro game yet, but academy lads don't either.
No, I 100% agree.
Yeah,
we spent a club record fee of 750 grand on Promise Cherry, who scored 11, 12 goals in English football in 2 seasons. Like, and I like Promise. I think he offers some good stuff, but I just don't know. I just think you just take it. I think if the opportunity presents itself, you take it, because I guarantee you, if he signed for, I think the other club that's interested apparently is Crewe as well. You've got Newport, Crewe, and Rovers.
There's
apparently
probably quite a lot of clubs.
I can imagine, but if he signs for Crewe, and scores 8 goals by the end of the season in league, you look and think, probably should.
I think for your first pro move, your advisors are going to want you to be around your own environment.
Yeah,
like regardless of who's chucking you a little bit more dough here and there, if that boy has to go all the way to Crewe, go and flat share with another player, doesn't know the area, has to bed in that. That's more challenging. That's more challenging off the pitch than it is on it. I think if for his first deal, I think all roads lead towards being in and around his own environment.
I agree, and we scored. Just to clarify, we scored what? Soterio, I think, was our top scorer in the league last season, or something like that, with like 6.
Mm-hmm.
like we don't score goals, lads. So why are we not? We
It's mad that you say that because they're flying in at the minute.
Yeah, fair. I know. That's why I said
Like,
last
I know
season.
it's a purple patch and like the season's got 4 months left of it. And I agree. I completely agree that area does need to get bolstered. But if you was from the outside looking in and just looked at Rovers last few, especially as Evans come in, you went, "Well, he's fixed that quick at the top end of the pitch." When really, probably doesn't tell its the correct story.
Yeah, no, I agree with that as well. Like, but it's just, I just think 40. If it is 40k, that's all I'm saying is that's the fee that's rumored on Twitter.
Even if it's
40k,
less than 100k, I'm taking him all day.
But I just don't see
why
you
wouldn't. How much
because
did we spend on Loft? Like 70, 80k?
Yeah, but Loft paid for himself because he got us up.
Yeah, that's
so that's
true.
where
that's true.
That's where the money. That's where it's 50 grand well spent, isn't it? Because
okay. But there we go. That actually, to be fair, that actually backs my point up perfectly then. Yeah. Because that amount of money, like you spent that amount, he comes in, does a job, does that. He doesn't score a ton of goals, but he scores a very vital goal. Why could Britain not do that at some like I just think you take it. I just think you take the opportunity. If Peterborough was signing him, everyone would say that's a very astute signing.
Everyone would be like,
why not Rovers? Signing. Why not us? I just don't see any reason you wouldn't take it if that is the fee.
And because of his record, he's going to be known as the centre forward that comes in to score goals. Like there's obviously profile of centre forward, and someone like Lofty was never really identified as being the man to weigh in with the goals. He was there to serve a purpose. Yeah. He did his job that he was asked to do, and it met his dimensions as a footballer. But this kid, there's no getting away from. You can't score that many goals and then him come in and go, "Oh no, we just want to lighten the load for someone else and back into centre halves and win flick-ons." He's going to be there to weigh in with goals, isn't he?
It's one with like that though, because like you said, Ellis has just come back from injury, as we know. Caven obviously is on fire, like pretty much, the only player that scores consistently. Like you could say, notification goes off the Rovers, whose goal is Caven. Yeah. But like you said, then with that though, that also gives you that if you do sign Britain, because like you said, we don't have a clue when Promise is going to be back. Morton probably won't have that new deal. So like then you can almost go then different. Like if for example you could go to somewhere and play, I don't know, 4-3-3. If it's not working, you could stick him on. You could stick Ellis on. You could put Fab out wide. There's loads of things that you can do, but I definitely think we should do it if it's that. And I know his dad, like down the Ragland, my local. I've known his dad for about 10 years since I started drinking in there, and it's not even just because of that though. Like you said, if it was any other team going or signing a player that's got however many goals, you go for it, don't you? So I think we should do that. But it's a tricky one. Like if we just go on normal signings at the moment, like we need players in desperately, really, because even you look at the bench the other night, innit? Who did you have on there? You had De Havilland, Harrison, Balmer, Mola, and Brad Young. So there was a comment earlier. Apparently, Northampton. I've not seen anything, but like you said, we've seen links to Mola. Apparently, some Polish side. There's probably other teams that want him as well. We've now seen Bilongo leave. Dewsbury gone out on loan. Don't forget, he was pretty much the only striker on our bench for about a month. So we need players ASAP. Because it's not. If someone goes down, even one player, you're thinking like we're not even going to be able to fill a bench. Just quickly, we'll quickly go on. I'll quickly ask you, Neil, before because like you said, you went off a bit earlier the other night. For you, how many players and what positions do you think we need this January? Off the top of your head.
I think it all depends on what the player is that comes on. If you bring in, and January is a difficult window to do anything properly because who's letting go of good players in form doing their job? No one, unless you're paying over the odds for them. And this window, especially for Evans and Rayner, is going to be about muddling through. Let's get us to May, get us safe, and then the market opens up for us to go and do some proper work. I think what this window requires is a load of probably 4 solid pros that are versatile and constantly fit.
Yeah,
that's what you want. Yeah. Someone who was wading with a load of games. So if you look at the kiddie that come from Peterborough, he's churned out 50, 7,500 games already, hasn't he? So you know what I mean. He's familiar. He knows what he's about. He's fit and he's good to go with a bit of pedigree. Whereas I don't think what will help us is a load of academy kids that are wet behind the ears and are still figuring their own game out. Evans and Rayner, and there's probably no better two to go and do it in this window. They've got to go and identify players that are going to come and initially help us out till May, remain fit, and be able to operate and get 7 and 8s out of them in maybe 2 or 3 different positions when we're plugging holes towards the back end of the season.
If you was to guess, and I know this is pretty mad, and you could do it in the comments as well, but if you were to guess how many more players we signed, what would you guess?
It wouldn't surprise me with it being Evans and Rayner. It wouldn't surprise me if you get 7, 8 in. To be honest, I mean, I'm sure whatever they do, they'll get in. It'll suffice. It will satisfy. And they'll probably go busy till the final day. But I don't think they'll bring in. I don't think they'll just bring in volume. They're always, like I said,
well, yeah,
Evans, not every single one of his, not because he'd be the best manager in the world if it was the case, but not every single one of his signings do come off. But by rule of thumb, he always signs good players.
Yeah. Okay, Goose bad for 4 months.
I would take it even now, mate.
Jerry says 6. Yeah. Josh, what about you? If you were to guess, because now we're going to need a left back, that's for sure. But again, it's tough, don't it? Because you want players to come and sort of fight for to each position. You want 2 good players to fight for each position, but also I know Sparks has had his inconsistencies like our whole squad really, but on the majority, if you're a left back and you think, Jack Sparks is pretty good, but it's like you said, it is going to be hard. But to guess how many more, what would you do?
Well, this is the issue with the recruitment in the summer of Darryl wanting a small squad, because we've lost 7 players already in January. Yeah. 5 loans have gone back. Bilongo's gone to Rochdale, and now Dewsbury's gone on loan. So I was thinking 5, but that just replaces the loans, and then you're still 2 down on what you add. Yeah. So I think we need 6, 7, 8. It is tough, and it's very much the issue of, let's just say that we do sign 5 and then you get 2 injuries, and then all of a sudden you're back in the free agent market and you think, why did I not try? But Neil is spot on. You're not signing anybody that's a big hitter in January unless they drop a league and they do well, because no player that is playing well for the club, unless you're and you pay over the odds, Antoine Semenyo, Bournemouth to Man City, everyone else,
or your MK Dons.
Or your MK Dons. Most other players getting left in January are managers who have sat down and said, you're not really in my plans. So you're signing players that haven't hit the heights. So it's difficult. Do you get 7 or 8 players to fill gaps, or do you get 4 or 5 really good? But then I think we're short. It's so tough. It's really tough. I'm going to say, I'll say
if you're brutally honest, if you're brutally honest, we're thin everywhere, really. Yeah, I know you've got players that, but if you look at where they operate to plug holes, you can't expect them to churn out 7 and 8s every week in that plug-in hole situation. Like, I know you talked about a left back, but you go to the other side, you need a right back as well, because seniors come back in from not being fit. Southern Hales isn't fit. He's got some woman causing him murder on the internet as well. So his head's probably gone west. And then the centre of the park needs it. I've said it all the time. No matter what you do in any window, every single side is always looking for more centre midfielders. You can never get enough of them. And we've had a problem through the spine of our pitch from day dot. So he's going to have
he's
to.
spot on. He's spot on.
He can't get enough players, to be honest. He won't
No,
be
I
able to
agree.
get enough. He'll bring in as many as he can that are versatile. But what they have to be is fit, cut, and ready for a League Two grind, and be available every week.
Yeah. Completely agree. Yeah. Yes.
Because it's like you sign to Haverland and then you lose McEachran.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's like you can't. You just need. I agree with Neil. You need to take, if they think they're a right fit for the club. I think you need to take as many as you can get, because we went into this season with what, 25-man squad, something like that, something so shallow.
But again, I spoke about this. Sorry, Josh. I spoke about this in when we highlighted the squad that had been put together. Do you want a small squad? Cool, have one, but it can't be that brittle. The history of them lads told you everything that was going to happen.
Yeah. And we're paying for it now. I
think if you're Evans and Rayner, you've got your whiteboard in your office and you're identifying these lads, and you're looking at someone like McEachran and saying, you know what, talented boy, done a bit in his career, but you're not going to get games out of him. Do you know what I mean? What's your best ability? Availability. There you go. So he's probably got a whiteboard full of lads on one side of it going, we need to offload him. He can't get us enough games. We're paying good dough and we can't get him off the medical table. Good dough off the medical. Think what he could do with that budget if you got rid of them lads that weren't fit.
Also, why we succeeded in that promotion season under Barton, because quite a lot of the players that played.
Yeah, and they were usually
starting 11. That you easily knew who was playing. Sam Finley, availability is in best of in most cases. You had Aaron Collins, who just seemingly always was there. You had
Evans, Anderson,
exactly.
Taylor,
you had
Conley,
players that were just always fit and ready to go, available. And I also think it helps. Maybe I'm just spitballing here, but it also helps build patterns of play, because you're not always constantly having to swap and change Mola with this, and then Mola and more. Mola with Kilgore and Lapata. Lapata gets suspended from an amber card. Negru then comes in. Then Negru, it's
crazy.
What else keeps you fit and available as well as winning games? Because you'll be amazed how long some players will stay on that treatment table if that side ain't winning.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
fair.
Yeah, I completely agree. Let's quickly brush over the game and the piece. I won't get onto because you didn't watch any of it. I don't think you watched that highlight TV. You didn't really. You're like most Rovers fans. To be fair.
It's got no credibility for me, that competition. The sooner we're out of it, the better.
Yeah. But yeah, Josh, what was your overall summary on that game? What was your thoughts, positives, negatives, etc.?
So the only way I could describe what I thought, that like meme where it's like, it's a really well drawn, crafted, beautiful half a horse.
Oh yeah, yeah. Then the other pencil. Yeah,
it's like this.
Yeah.
Horse. That's exactly what we were like. Going forward, we were a Ferrari. Going back, we were quite literally pony. Yeah, mate. It's just it's a tale of two ends of the pitch, and it really, like, going forward, we created loads of beautiful chances. Shaq, Thomas,
all of them scored as well, mind the front three.
Yeah, they were.
Let us know in the comments, someone, because I do not have a clue when the last time we played a front three and all of them scored.
It's got to be with the promotion season, and it's got to be. It's got to be a Nicholson, Anderson, Collins trio. Yeah. But honestly,
or Evo, Anderson, and Collins or something.
Yeah, it was literally like you could have played the circus like theme tune for the whole game, because like going forward, it was unbelievable. Plymouth were getting entangles at the back, and then it was just a basketball game. But going forward, I think we really carved some really lovely chances. Like, we were looking really good, and then at the back,
we look like prime Barcelona.
Gasolona. And then at the back, it it's just like, come on, miss kicking passes, kicking your own feet, trying to kick a football and you miss the football and you land on the floor. Like, genuinely, he went to kick a ball, missed the ball, landed on the floor. Like, you've got communication problems. You've got like Rayner's interview. I know Rayner's interview.
Best friends. It's mad. The amount of errors we make. And errors.
Yeah, fair. Rayner's interview afterwards said He said, he said, we give players a chance, but if they keep making mistakes, it's very simple. Off you go. We have to sign better. So
what is this comment? Is it true? Well, I think
love it.
to be fair, I think Hemmings is. Me and Louis' dad are going to be holding a board, and then Josh is going to walk out with him. Like,
I'm actually Britain's agent.
we've arrived.
I'm trying to get him a move. Yeah, no, I just think it was the tale of going forward. We look much better, but at the back, Steve Evans must be like, what the flipping hell is going on here, lad? No wonder he got sent off. He didn't want to see it again. So yeah, it's it is what it is. But 4-3, you put up against a good League One side. We look, lads, we concede last minute winners. We do.
Yeah,
like it's just what we do.
Even Pieface was commenting how good Rovers look, mind. Not just the stand, but even how good.
No, on the pitch we look good. Going forward, Conte, Lockyer had a mare. But
I tell you what, Conte in this new box-to-box role, because before under Dowell he was playing as basically a DM, like wasn't really going forward. But he does look good in this new box-to-box role. Cav is just ridiculous. Even the little touch he played in the second half, I don't know if you've seen it, just a little touch inside to Thomas, I think it was.
It's not that. It's just, I mean, I remember Neil saying probably after the Walsall game when we lost. And I think Neil said something like, if you actually watch him play, he's 3-4 steps ahead of a lot of the players. And I was thinking, all right, fair, that's fair, that's fair praise. And now I've actually watched him. I think Neil's spot on. I know you're there, Neil. I'm talking for you, but there was a moment where Conte, for his goal, Conte fizzed the ball into his feet. He turns it onto his left. And he shapes as if he's going to play it to Sparks down the line, doesn't he? So the right back gets sucked with Sparks. That opens up space for Cavett, and he puts it on his right and just bangs it near post. And you think it's just clever. Like, you just know, I move my body slightly this way, the right back's going to go that way, and it gives me the yard to take the shot off. Yeah. And he's just clever. He's a very intelligent footballer, and he really does create opportunities for himself. And I just that is absolutely offside. I love
Little Britain.
Little Britain, I love it.
Little Britain.
But yeah, I don't care about the result, mate. But yeah, it was just funny how going forward we look like a Maserati, and going back we look like marzipan. It was terrible.
Yeah. What's this? What, didn't you see the bloke who's putting the new screen in the fan zone was actually Britain? Can you imagine? Do you know what I want? If we do sign him, I want. Do you remember when Jack Hunt signed and he done that thing on Instagram when he like unfollowed City and he like deleted City pictures, although he didn't delete them, obviously he just done it for the little, you know, the vibe
them,
that would be good if he done something like that. But do you know the final thing I will say about this game, the most annoying thing about it was, and it's happened a lot this season in general, is that they didn't cut us open, we gifted them. That's what the most annoying thing is. Like that's exactly what Neil says most weeks. Teams don't really carve us open. We just get bullied. Yeah. And
most of it, I know you get individual errors, but a lot of it as well, like it's probably 50-50. You get the individual errors, but we're diabolical underneath the football, aren't we? Dead balls, balls into the box, aerial threat in our own box. We've been bad, but again, individual errors, it's been killing us.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, getting into Colchester, keep liking as well. Appreciate everyone in. Support again, it's been quality, so make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Josh, follow the socials, Fan Hub, shout out Adam Purnell sponsored, links in the description for him. He's helping us out, so please go and support him as well. But yeah, talking about praising, one thing that I remember in the last game we were after in the interview, Cowley praised Cavett a lot, saying, I think, what did he say? Was it like, it's like something you'd see in the Premier League, wasn't it?
Yeah. Premier League finish.
Yeah.
And by the way, lads, it was. If you haven't seen it again, watch it back. What a goal.
Oh yeah, unreal. Yeah. Unreal. Our only shot on target, wasn't it, that game as well? Previous game, drew 1-1. Mbic. For me, he's the best striker I've seen us play this year. Mbic. For a young kiddie on loan from Charlton, he bullied us. Like, yes, you know, you could probably say we've been bullied a lot, but he was brilliant against our two centre-halves. And we both said after we were lucky to get a point. It's mad though, if you go back to it, at the time, Rovers were ninth. Before we played them, Rovers were ninth on 13 points, and Colchester were 19th on 7 points. Now, Colchester are ninth, 15 points ahead of us on 36 points, and as we know, Rovers 20th. But yeah, done very well. Good side, very good attacking side. Play some good. You got Jack Payne, and the thing is with them, you've got 4 or 5 players on really, really good form. I don't know if you've seen the other day, any of you. There was that one of the Lisbury brothers is, I think, teams in Belgium have been watching him. So he's had a mad season. 9 goals, 4 assists. Harry Anderson probably having his best goal scoring season. He's got 7 already, although he didn't play in the last league game. So hopefully, for our point of view, he's not available. Then you got Jack Payne, always a good player at this level. Tavide, and then last 5, I think. Obviously, they haven't played a league game for 2 weeks. The last 2 games have been called off. So last game was against MK, beaten 1-0. Drew with Gillingham and Crawley 1-1. Beat Newport 4-1 and lost to Salford. But yeah, a very good side, doing very well. Good manager. Got some really good players, a lot of experienced players. 2 former players as well. Matt Macy, I don't think he made an appearance for us though before he went to Arsenal. But yeah, Neil, what's your thoughts? It's going to be a tough game in it against obviously Rovers, looking to get their first home league win since Salford. Madly enough, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, we haven't won, have we, at home since Salford? I'm not
27th of September. No, we haven't won.
That's mental. Wow. But yeah, Neil, thoughts on Colchester?
Yeah, they're probably doing as well as they can do, to be honest. Like I said before, it's a difficult place to get going, Colchester. Difficult club to really get moving, because I mean, we went there on that Tuesday night, and it was like they didn't even seem interested in their football club. Do you know what I mean? So he's doing well. Them Cowley brothers are doing well there, and you've got someone like Jack Payne. He's doing better than I expected he would do. I thought he was really, for the last few seasons, been really one of them on their days, where he'd go missing. Yeah, I know, but of the last sort of 3 seasons, especially like his Charlton spell was pointless. Didn't do anything really there. Only since like Swindon, where he carved up at Swindon.
Someone's going to put part of this as well, by the way.
And then he's done really well this season under Cowley Payne, and he's done better than I expected him to, because he, like I said, he show up and then he'll go missing for 2 months and he show up again, but he's been pretty consistent. They've done good business as well. I think Goodwin's a really good signing for the level. And like you spoke about before, Mbic's done great for him as a loan. Bishop's a good, tidy League 2 footballer.
Very good.
They'll be fine. I think it'll be interesting to see what they do defensively though, because I expect Tucker's still having nightmares about Cavan, because he didn't know what hit him when he dropped in and spun him. So it'll be interesting to see how deep that line sit, and if they do squeeze the pitch and want to give up that space, considering how many goals Rovers have been scoring of late, and the fact he's off the back of an hat-trick, and he'll know he's electric. So it'll be interesting to see what that back 4 do as far as the distances they operate in. But it'll be tough, but they'll be fresh, won't they? If nothing, they'll definitely be fresh and fit and good to go.
Yeah, I comment Pasty Gas mine. You boys have all aged fast this season.
Cheeky
no wonder.
Bugger.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. No wonder, isn't it?
What was this one here? That's what you were asking, wasn't it? The last time we scored all front 3, 23rd of September 2023. Okay, not as far as I thought.
Wow. That's still mad though.
That is crazy. Thomas, Marcus and Collins.
Wow. Yeah, that was when
I remember that game as well, actually.
Yeah. We were brilliant. Absolutely
nice day. Unbelievable.
Yeah. That's probably the last time we beat Wigan after that, because after a few
they did us 4-0, didn't they?
They done us 4-0 when Josh was I was on about Neil getting clipped. Josh got clipped, a big one, that one. Jesus Christ.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, that's mad though. Yeah, 3 years we haven't scored. Our front 3 haven't scored all goals. Yeah, Josh, what's your thoughts on Colchester? For me, it's like I read the stats. That front 4 scare me, especially after watching what we watched the other night. That scares me. The front 4, all them goals and pace and quality. What's your thoughts?
Proper club, proper team, proper manager, proper setup. I like Colchester. I do have a little soft spot for them. Yeah, it would be a dangerous. What am I looking for? If we don't, if we defend like we did against Plymouth as well, we are playing with fire. Is what I'm trying to say. So
Yeah.
we've got to tighten up. They're a good old side. They know what they're doing. They're well drilled. Yeah, I mean, like Neil said, they're probably doing as well as they can at the minute. But I just think that we have to be on it, and I hope that we are. I see it going one of two ways. You know, we either control the game and really put it in, or we get a Barnet, and it just doesn't go. It just does not end well for us. So I'm hoping that we can. I'm hoping that we can solidify that back-to-back league wins, because we were so good at Shrewsbury. We were unbelievable going forward on Tuesday night. So we've got to be up for it. We've got to be up for it. Otherwise, we will just get embarrassed again. So we've got to be up for it.
Yeah. 7-6 gas. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah. Ben said the front line was sending Bick to Vide Lisby. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think that game we played. I think Harry Anderson started left wing and Bick started. But yeah, I agree. They were every time. I mean, yeah, you could say about a lot of teams. You know, every time teams have come forward, blah blah blah. But for me, from what I've seen in person, for me, Colchester are the best team. Yes, it might have been 1-1, but if it weren't for Southwood having a masterclass, they should have slapped us that day. If it weren't, they missed 2 sitters. Southwood made 3 or 4 really good saves, and every time, yeah, especially that Lisby is ridiculous.
He's rapid as well, isn't he?
What's that?
He's rapid as well.
Oh yeah, rapid as hell. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, let's get into lineups. Let us know your lineups. Neil, what would be your lineup? How many changes would you make from Tuesday? I think I'm trying to think who was it? Southwood in goal. Senior, Kilgore, Taylor Moore, Sparks, Conte, Hutchinson, Lockyer, Caven, Ford, Thomas. How many changes would you make from Tuesday?
Yeah, I'll make a few, to be honest. Southwood in goal, back 4 of Senior, Sparks, Balmer and Lockyer. Double screen in front of that. De Havilland and Conte, 3 off of Caven. So Hutchinson through the middle, Ford and Thomas either side of Caven.
Interesting. Gone to 4-2-3-1 and a couple of changes. Josh, what would you do?
I'd make 2 changes. I'd go Southwood in net. I'd go Senior. I'd go Balmer, Kilgore, and Sparks, and then I'd put Lockyer in that 6 again. I know that he had a poor game, but I'm also thinking Plymouth. By the way, I've never seen a team press as well as they did. They literally pressed him so much. But I just think you just got to have that screen. I don't know how much defensive work De Havilland will do in that CDM role if you put Conte in the box to box, and I think Conte's been playing well in that box to box role, so you wouldn't put De Havilland there if you. So I'm just thinking,
it's a tough one.
Yeah, so I'd go Lockyer in the 6 again. I'd go Conte, Hutchinson, and then I'd go the same front 3 again. So basically, Balmer in for Moore and Southwood in for Young, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, don't forget Southwood played Tuesday.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? Okay, so one change then. Balmer. Then that's
change.
It. Sorry, I thought Young. I thought. Sorry, Pizza Cup trophy. I thought Young, but he didn't play, did he? No. Yeah. Sorry. So just the one change then. Balmer in from Taylor Moore.
Yeah, that's fair. For me, it's tough. If McEachran was fit, I'd be starting.
He walks in. If he's fit, he walks in.
He walks straight in. But because I think before Shrewsbury, or was it just after Shrewsbury? I think Will Murray on Bristol Live said that McEachran should have been back for the Plymouth game, but obviously he wasn't. But if I knew he was fit, then he would come in and then Balmer would go in. So, yeah, if he's somehow fit, then he starts. If not, I'd play Lockyer again. And I would go, Balmer in for Taylor Moore. Score predictions. Let us know yours in the comments below. If you're watching after, leave us your predictions as well. Neil, are we going to get back-to-back wins and get our first home win since the 27th of September? Thoughts?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, goals are going in now, aren't they? He's definitely working at one end of the pitch at the minute, isn't he? And he's going to deal with what goes on behind at a later date. He's definitely put a lot of attention into what we do at the top end of the pitch. Yeah, of course he did. But also, when you're getting beat 4-0, you have to every week you have to find out if you're going to tighten up or if you're going to start scoring goals, don't you? So it's one of the two. But ultimately, what keeps you up is scoring goals, and that's what he's obviously gone to town on, working on, creating chances, opening doors, finding a way to unlock a goal scorer that we've got. And it's sort of because of the limited time that you've got, you've sort of neglected the back end of the pitch and hoping to sort of win shootouts, if you like. I don't know. Let's go 2-2.
2-2. Goal scorers.
Cavan double.
Lovely. Josh, thoughts?
Nah, don't do me. Can you go first? Because I can't make my mind up.
You want me to go first?
I can't decide.
Oh, right. I'll go first. I've got one of two. What one do I go for? It's tough. I'll go 3-1 Rovers. Only off the back of Colchester not playing since the first of January, and the fact that we've obviously it's defense. That's the only issue. I'll stick with 3-1. You know what? We'll get the first home win under Evans and first league win. Yeah, home win since flipping 27th September. I'll go Cavan, Hutch, and Shackford for us, and probably Mbick for them. Yeah, 3-1 gas. But yeah, have you decided?
Yeah, all right. I'll go 2-1 gas then.
Mm-hmm.
I'll rein it in a little bit. I'll go Cavan and Shakai.
Love that. Yeah. We didn't really talk much about it, but yeah, big up to Shaq for the performance. That's what we need to see. If the front three can click, then then that would be lovely. But yeah, big up to Shaq. We got a few before we round things up. Passy Gas has gone 3-2, Chris Collier 2-2, Tom Butler 2-2, LP's gone for the same one as me, 3-1 Gas, Cavan hat trick again. God, imagine that. Back-to-back league hat tricks would be unreal.
6 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Joe Jarrett has gone 3-1 as well. Cavan double, and Hutch. BRC Josh has gone 1-0. Rovers to keep a clean sheet. Back-to-back clean sheets would be nice, but can't see it myself after the other night. Barry Greenwood's gone 3-2 Gas. Hutch, Cavan, and JT. Or did he mean LT? I think it's LT probably. But yeah, there we go. Probably. We're gonna end it now. Apologies because I said at the start it was going to be a short one, but we had a big discussion on Louis Britton for probably half of the show. But yeah, big up everyone for the support. Big up to Neil and Josh as always. Class as always. Thanks to everyone watching. Make sure you like, subscribe. Appreciate the support on the episodes. And Josh, what time are we going? We're
9:30.
Also doing Hemmings versus Hemmings versus Hayner.
At 9:30. We're going live in 10 minutes. I'll get a cup of tea, try and keep myself awake. Yeah. And then we'll go live at 9:30. It will only be a short one, team, but 9:30 over at Gas Fan TV. Come and join us, keep the vibes up, and out of gas.
Join us. Yeah, join us for that. But yeah, big up. Thanks everyone for watching. Leave your comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Out of gas.
Come on, boys. Come on, Louis Britton.